They told you alcohol helps you loosen up. They said it's just a little fun or a way to relax. But what if that drink in your hand is doing more than dulling stress? What if it's dulling your soul? Think about it. We protect our bodies, our wallets, even our phones. But who's protecting our spirit from corrosion disguised as celebration? This isn't about morality. It's about energy, about vibration, about the part of you that knows something's off. Even when the world says it's all good. Alcohol might silence the noise outside, but it also turns down the volume on your intuition, your clarity, your fire. And once that fire dims, the question is, who are you really becoming? Most people don't stop to question the word itself, but alcohol has roots that whisper ancient secrets. It comes from the Arabic term alul, meaning spirit. Not just the liquid in your glass, but something far deeper. In old alchemical traditions, distillation wasn't just about chemistry, it was about extracting the soul of things. That's right. Ancient minds believed they were pulling out the essence, the very life force. And if that doesn't stir your curiosity, consider this. What happens when the spirit extracted is your own? This symbolic process of refining, burning away the impure to reveal something higher, isn't just poetic, it's personal. The human journey is a kind of distillation too, isn't it? We go through trials, loss, fire, all in the name of becoming something clearer, truer. And yet, how ironic that the very substance once used to symbolize transformation is now often the tool that clouds the mind. There's something off about that, don't you think? Almost like we're trying to reach the sacred, but taking the long way through the fog. At first sip, it feels like freedom, like the world got quieter, the thoughts softened, the weight lifted. But that's the trap, isn't it? Alcohol promises transcendence in a bottle, a shortcut to silence the chaos. But true elevation doesn't come from escaping reality. It comes from meeting it with clarity. What many think is a spiritual high is actually a detour that numbs the very senses designed to connect them to something greater. See, meditation, prayer, silence, they don't offer the same instant hit, but they build something deeper, a rooted presence. Alcohol, on the other hand, mimics transcendence without the substance. It opens a door, but leads to a room with no windows. It lowers the body's vibration, slows the mind's light, and disconnects us from our inner compass. And when that compass fades, the path starts to twist in ways we don't even notice, until we're already lost. Let's be real. Most people don't drink just for the taste. They're trying to forget something, escape something, or feel something. That temporary rush, it feels like a solution, but it's just a rental. You borrow joy, and the cost is always paid the next morning, in energy, clarity, and self-respect. And slowly, what once felt like a choice starts feeling like a need. Behind every craving, there's usually an ache the world can't see, a longing for peace, for silence, for meaning. But that kind of fulfillment doesn't come from the outside in. It comes from reconnecting with yourself, the real you, not the numbed version. And maybe, just maybe, that ache is the soul's way of whispering, try a different way. The question is, are we listening? Some of the greatest spiritual minds saw alcohol for what it really is, not evil, but a poor imitation of the divine. Rumi spoke of being drunk with God, not wine. Osho warned about chasing chemical highs when the real ecstasy lives within. And Yogananda, in all his clarity, reminded us that the soul doesn't need altering, it needs awakening. Their words weren't about restriction, but revelation. They weren't condemning the glass, they were pointing to what's beyond it. The kind of intoxication they spoke of doesn't wear off. It doesn't leave you empty. It builds, it purifies, it connects. And while society pushes spirits that numb, these masters offered a spirit that liberates, if we're brave enough to seek it. Ancient traditions weren't just throwing rules around for fun. Buddhism spoke of mindful awareness, How can you be fully present if you're chemically altered? Hinduism revered purity of thought and body. Sufism, mystical and poetic, warned against losing the soul's voice in the noise of intoxication. Even Christian Gnostics understood not all wine is sacred. Sure, wine appears in rituals, in symbols, but that's just it. It's symbolic, not a license for indulgence. The line between communion and confusion is thinner than we think. The intention behind the sip matters more than the sip itself. And when that intention slips from reverence to routine, something sacred begins to erode, slowly, silently, but surely. This isn't a sermon. It's a mirror, a nudge, a reminder that the rush you're chasing might be hiding in stillness, in breath, in presence. We're not wired to find joy in fog. We're built for light, but we forget. And in the forgetting, we reach for quick fixes that never fill the space. The solution? Not judgment, just curiosity, just courage. Replacing alcohol doesn't mean losing joy. It means finding real joy. Joy that doesn't leave when the bottle's empty. Peace that isn't purchased in a bar. There's a deeper satisfaction waiting for those who dare to look within. And maybe, just maybe, your first small question today will become your greatest transformation tomorrow. So now that you know, what are you going to do with it? Will you keep trading your clarity for a few hours of numbness? Or are you ready to explore the kind of peace that doesn't come from a bottle, the kind that builds you instead of breaks you? Just imagine what your life could look like if your energy, your focus, your spirit were fully awake. What would change? Who would you become? If this message stirred something inside you, even just a whisper, don't ignore it. That whisper could be your turning point. Share your thoughts in the comments. What's your relationship with alcohol? What part of this hit you the hardest? And most importantly, are you ready to take back your power? If this content made you think, hit that subscribe button, turn on notifications and stay with us. There's so much more to uncover, and your transformation is just beginning.